Aries, welcome to your Oracle and Tarot spread for the month ahead. I hope all is well on your side of things. So taking a look at your Oracle messages to begin with, you have the vast universe in reverse from the quantum. So yeah, I honestly feel from what I saw in the Oracle messages here, I feel like you and the universe aren't on the same page right now. Okay, I feel like it's been trying to communicate with you, trying to show you through signs and synchronistic events, moments, okay, that whatever you feel compelled to do right now may not be in your best interest. There's something you're wanting to act upon, there's something you're wanting to do or express. There's like a risk that you're wanting to take at this time, but you're being encouraged to pull back, to not act just yet, because there may be some information that is not in your conscious awareness yet. There may be, I feel like divine timing is a big factor as well. That's what came through quite strongly. And it's like the universe is trying to prevent you from taking reckless action at the inappropriate time, right? So that's pretty much what I'm getting here, because as you know, Aries being a cardinal fire sign, you guys can be a little bit impulsive, you know, and that's not a bad thing. It's just there are times where you really do need to consider the factors and whether or not this is a good idea at this moment. Maybe I should, you know, reassess, reevaluate, consider it a bit more before I take this action, because, you know, once you do something, you can't take it back, right? So I feel like, yeah, you're being told to pull back for a moment and get the facts, get the information you need, or there's something that needs to be addressed first, right? It's that kind of thing. Next, from the Work Your Light deck, you have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. So this is it, you know, very clear message and warning from the universe that there's something that you need to pull back from at this time. So again, the universe is trying to prevent you, you know, with the Chariot in the bottom of the deck, it's trying to prevent you from misdirection, from gallivanting off in the wrong direction. So that could be involving many things. For some of you, it could be about a relationship, a connection, where maybe you feel pressured to say yes when you actually want to say no. And if that's the case, do not say what you think the other person wants to hear. You need to be very clear on what it is that you want. I am getting that for some of you. This is definitely about a connection where you feel like you want to take action in one way, but you feel like you're being pulled to do another thing. Or you feel like now's not the time to come forward, and you may be right about that. Even though I feel like there is a desire to rush forward towards someone or something, you're being asked to pull back, to wait a moment, to perhaps tie up another situation, clear up some loose ends, clear out some karma or some energy that needs to be resolved within yourself or within another situation, or just that the timing is not right and it would be something that kind of happens recklessly and you may not get the result that you want. So timing is definitely at play here. But the good thing is, if you are patient, if you are able to take the steps you're guided to take, to heed, you know, the warning signs, heed the messages, the sign, and see the signposts from the universe, I feel like you will get the outcome that you hope for, right? With success. So it's like by listening to your intuition, by listening to the guidance that's coming in from the universe, rather than turning a blind eye to it, you're gonna get the outcome you want, okay? It's going to be even better than you hoped for, but it does require you to listen, okay? And to take note of when to act and when not to act. You know, what to say and what not to say. What's in alignment with your true will. Because that's why we saw the Chariot. That's all about true will. That's about decisive outcomes. That is the best possible outcome, and being led by past experience and future hopes, right? Whilst coming from a very assertive, very present space. So that's what I feel like is coming in as a message for you, that you need to operate from that energy and not from what feels right to you just in that given moment, or what you feel may be pressured by. in that moment. So let's take a look, because the first card out from the Tower is the Eight of Swords energy. So that is all about feeling pressured, feeling controlled, confined, feeling like you cannot escape the negative thoughts, the overthinking, the anxiety, the depression, the stress, things of that nature, right? It's like feeling trapped within your own mental space. So there's definitely a need to reflect on, why do you feel this way? If this applies to you, why do you feel trapped? What is making you feel suffocated, trapped, feeling like you cannot move forward? Because I do feel like it's a situation that needs to be brought to an end, or there's an environment that's not healthy for you, it's limiting and it's suffocating you, that you need to remove yourself from. For some of you, you could be in quite a toxic, controlling relationship, because from the other cards I see here, that's kind of being indicated a little bit, where you feel like you're under the thumb of someone else, and that if you try to leave, they'll stop you, they'll block you somehow. And that maybe this person you're dealing with wants, you know, deeper levels of commitment, and even though you want to say no, you may very well just say yes, just to get them off your back. I don't advise that if that's the case, because clearly it's not making you happy. Whatever situation this is, it doesn't have to be love related. It could be involving friends, family. I do feel like it's interpersonal relationship based though, right? So whatever that is, it's clearly affecting your emotional and mental well-being, and that is a problem, so it does need addressing. Next you have the Priestess. That's the High Priestess. That's Pisces energy. So you could be a Pisces, Aries, cusper. If you do have Pisces strongly in your chart, because Aries came up strongly in the Pisces reading, then I recommend checking out the Pisces reading as well, because that was all about looking at the bigger picture, making plans, making necessary changes, right? So that's what I'm getting as a kind of similar theme for you. So check that out if that applies. This is, I feel, about you listening to your intuition, okay? Listening to your own inner voice, not absorbing that of others, not parroting what other people want to hear, but speaking your own truth. What do you want? What is it you feel is in your highest good, is in alignment with your vision? Because I feel like on some level you are being pressured or restricted, either into saying and doing something you don't want to do, or being kept in a situation that doesn't make you happy, that actually brings a lot of mental strife, a lot of confusion, or feeling limited, stuck, right? It's not a very positive energy to be in. So something definitely needs to change here in some connection, I feel. Next you have the Six of Cups. So water energy. This is a very nostalgic card. This can speak of, you know, childhood memories, childhood friendships. This could be about, you know, long-term partners, soulmates, things of that nature. So I do feel like you're reflecting back on happier times, on simpler times, where you could just be more present and in the moment and happy and just explore, you know, the simple joys in life, right? Without this heavy energy of feeling confined, you felt free. So maybe right now you are experiencing a lot of limitations, possibly not just in regards to a connection, but also what's happening in the world right now, right? There's still a lot of restrictions in a lot of places. So maybe that's also affecting you, because you feel like you want to make certain changes, you want to go to certain places, you want to do certain activities, but you can't, because, you know, it's forbidden or it's restricted. You know, there's laws around that now. So you may be feeling that's really hard for you, because maybe you enjoy being out in nature, but you're being confined to your home, or, you know, whatever this is, okay? Whereas for others of you, this could be about missing a person that, you know, brought you into this energy, where you could have these, you know, really beautiful moments of just enjoying life, being very much in the moment, and you miss that because you feel like as of late you're constantly in dread of the future rather than just being present and enjoying the moment for what it is, right? So there's definitely a lot of self-reflection here. There's a lot of reflection on past times, simpler times, when you felt truly happy, where you felt free, where you felt like you could do anything instead of feeling confined, trapped as you do in the current moment. So that's why I feel like as well that you're being asked to use your voice, that, you know, no is an acceptable answer as well. You don't have to go along with something if it doesn't make you happy, right? So that's what you're being encouraged to do. And then you have the Empress, Taurus, Libra energy. So that could mean something to you. But this can also represent you, because bearing in mind your card is the Emperor. So this could be you and your Divine Feminine, which I feel like it is. I feel like even though there is a connection here, I feel like this reading's more about you, what you want, what your highest hopes are, what you want to align to, what you want to manifest, what you feel led and pulled towards. Because right now, I feel like you have so much to give, you have so much to offer, so much potential. You're very nurturing, you're very abundant, okay? You create abundance around you with ease, whether you realize it or not. But right now you are experiencing some blockages. So you may have some financial worries, or you may be concerned about maybe your living situation, especially if you're at odds with someone that you live with. There could be a lot of fears around that, you know, what's going to happen to my stability if I should put my foot down and remove myself from the situation. But what you need to know is that everything you ever need is already within you, okay? You're gonna be able to land on your feet, okay? The Empress attracts an insane amount of abundance towards her, right? So regardless of your gender, this is just saying that you have everything that it takes to land on your feet, to make powerful, positive changes in your life. As long as you can see it in your mind's eye, as long as you feel it on a heart level, a soul level, and you really stay in the frequency and the flow of things with the universe, you can make it happen. That you don't need to confine yourself to a situation, a connection that is clearly really bringing you down, right? Next, you have the Two of Wands, fire energy. So yeah, Aries, this is your energy. Again, I feel like this is you kind of realizing what needs to be shed and what needs to be sought out. Your horizons are expanding. You're remembering who you are. Possibly a keen adventurer. Maybe you love travel. You love exploring new lands. Maybe you like being out in nature, right? This is a very exploratory energy. Someone who is not afraid to see what the world has to offer, explore something new, right? And I feel like the only way you can do that is by releasing what keeps you trapped currently. So if you want something new, you have to release the old. And I feel like that's what you're coming to the conclusion of, but at the same time, you're being asked not to make hasty decisions, not to rush it, listen to your intuition, and take the steps you're guided to take, because I feel like timing, again, is a big factor, but you also need to make sure you don't agree to things that you know is not in your best interest, okay? That you know is going to make things worse, not better. Next, you have the Queen of Swords, Libra energy, okay? So strong Libra coming through. I feel like this is you getting very clear, very discerning, and I think this is you actually starting to vocalize more what you're willing to accept, what you're not, what you want to see changed, what you want to see come to an end. So you may be getting very clear on what needs to change at this time. I feel like it is. It's like been a process I can see here, right? Of you just being very unhappy and not being able to clearly see a solution or necessarily know exactly why you're so unhappy, to coming to the realization of why you're unhappy and what needs to change, to you actually expressing what needs to be said in order to make these changes, right? So you may be having a very straightforward, direct conversation with someone, possibly someone you're in a connection with or that you're living with currently. Could be a family member, as I said, but being very vocal on what it is that you want and what needs to change. You're open to hearing the other person out, okay? The Queen of Swords is someone who is very fair, you know, that's willing to actually discuss things before coming to a conclusion, right? but she is no dunce, okay? She's not dumb. She will spot a lie from a mile away. She'll know when you're being disingenuous, especially because you have the Empress and the High Priestess. In the divine feminine energies, this is someone who's very switched on, very tapped in, very logical, but very creative. This person is very well rounded, okay? So you cannot lie to this person, right? Yourself. So I feel like when you have this conversation, you're going to expect the other person to just be upfront, very clear, and say what you expect to hear pretty much. Otherwise, I feel like you won't entertain the situation much longer. Because there's clearly something wrong here, and it's going to vary from person to person, but there's something that needs to change. And I feel like there may be an ultimatum coming up, or you just expressing what is not working for you and wanting to hear the other person out before you finally decide exactly what it is you're going to do. But with the Four of Cups being at the bottom of the deck, Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, I feel like, to be honest with you, a lot of you may decide that this is just not cutting it for you anymore. Whatever the situation is, something that you once had a lot of love for, it's no longer meeting your needs or expectations. It's no longer fulfilling you. If anything, it's a drain on you because it's putting you in this Eight of Swords energy. So I feel like if you and whoever you're dealing with can't come to some kind of resolution, I think you're going to end up pushing this away. To be honest with you, that's what I'm seeing. So, but as it says here, you know, don't make hasty decisions. Really think it through. Think about your vision. See what changes need to be made. Have that honest and open conversation. And if you know that it's time to start making plans, then that's what you need to do. But I feel like you're being strongly advised not to agree to something that you know your heart isn't in, right? So hopefully that helps you, Aries. Thank you so much for checking this reading out. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click the notifications bell so you know when your next set of readings are published. Any form of support you want to show the channel helps tremendously, so I really appreciate it. But I'm wishing you the best of luck with that situation. And yeah, we'll see what comes up in your next reading. Maybe it'll be related to this, maybe not. We will see. But for now, take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.